IPG ខ្ញុំគិតថាអាចនឹងជា physical ជាអ្នកបៀតតែ physical គាត់អត់សូវបើកមុខលេងទេបាទអ្នកនរគ្នាបាទអត់ទេអត់សូវទេគាត់អត់សូវបើកមុខទេបាទទឹកដៃល្អបាទវាយខៃល្អតម្រងល្អអ្នកលេងល្អបាទសុំថតម្ដងទៀតបាទជួបហើយបាទគ្នាបាទយកគេលើកបានអត់បានទេឈឺមែនទេមកគ្រាន់តែឆ្លងកែពេកបក់សោះ play MC បាំងខែចូលព្យាយាមឡោះចូលកន្លែងនេះចូលលងដើរទី
Natan, they will be the key in this match, and of course, they need to improve on Iran's rotation. Don't stick to just one pattern. And I believe a lot of teams, including RRQ, yesterday, they have read the templates, they have read the rotations on liquid players.
That's why our Nathan gonna be like unleashed today, or they're gonna ban or respect banning the Nathan. And we're gonna see the keys to victory for Bigatron Alpha by official smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE later. Are they gonna picking initiating hero or giving the Yemen is the comfort hero because use RRQ formula, limit with these heroes options and deny TLID's combo pick with ban or pick Matilda Angela. Yeah. That's what they love. Using the combo like Angela from the WD and combo with Bovian Ling or even the Matilda and Alpha.
Yeah.
That's why maybe Bigatron need to think about it.
This is what makes things a lot more scarier for TLID, I believe, right? Because so far from the regular season up until the playoffs, TLID have quite a formulaic kind of composition, right? The reason why Weedy is such a big point, especially we saw it in the Keys to Victory as well, is because when Weedy gets his hands on the Cho, he performs incredibly well. He's able to create space. He's able to create moments for his team. But look at what we saw happen when Weedy was forced on something like the Grok.
Yeah.
That momentum, that space, that rotational tempo that he's used to being able to control, it wasn't necessarily there.
I really want to agree with you on the Cho ban, but I talked to the guy myself, Eternal Glorious. I talked to Weedy. I got the chance to talk to him, and he said that he believes that he does not think that Bigatron Alpha will ban the Cho. I think they will try to contest the Cho. So there's a little sneak peek from the guy himself.
But there's difference between Bigatron Alpha and TLID. If they pick the Cho, I think the players, it's gonna be Super Loop, not he. But if TLID pick the Cho, Weedy will use it.
You're right. Okay, so
yeah.
Let's see here. I feel like if red side, they will definitely ban the chip. No, TLID on the blue yesterday, they banned the chip. So let's see. If red side, they should ban the Suyo, they should ban the Natan as well. Because if Natan is left, I think Natan can be first pick.
Okay, enough speculating. Let's see how this actually pans down. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the drafting phase, for the first game in this best-of-5 series, potentially the final dance for one of these teams. Here it is, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE TLID. No 1-1, let go. Khalid also gets banned out. Bigatron go for the Fanny and the Suyo. This means this chip has still been ignored. Will Bigatron ban it out here, or will they force something under the sleeves? And a contest, perhaps.
Let's see. Yesterday, TLID on blue side, they just banned the chip out. They do not. Yeah, it seems like they really don't want to risk in negotiating if the chip is let loose. Let's see here. TLID, it seems like they will differ things up in this match. Gatot Kacha, so leaving the options like Matilda, the chip as well. Let's see Bigatron.
Don't forget.
Angela as well.
That's why we're gonna see the last ban from Bigatron. Are they gonna open the chip? Because oh yeah, no, definitely not. Here, chip on TLID. It's not like they are bad at using chip, but with chip itself, with a good macro or super macro, I think it can bring the winning condition for your team more easily on the early game because of the rotation.
Yeah, I completely agree. And this is the draft that I expect TLID did game 4 yesterday when Matilda is open. TLID finally picked up the Matilda first. Bigatron forced to use Alpha and the Natan. We expected this, right? We talked about Natan can potentially be first picked. Bigatron Alpha first picked it technically.
All right, and look at this response here. TLID go for the Bane. So they're not going to go for an Assassin this time around. They're going to look to play around these objectives instead with the Bane and the Eve. It also does give them a signal that they might want to go into the late game. Now, the Natan being in the gold lane, what's the proper counter towards this Natan in the lane?
There's some heroes that can counter Nathan on the lane. If we're talking about the matchup, I think Harriet can be good against the Nathan. But what I'm thinking is like on the late game, who's gonna go inside? Who's gonna dive into the backline to aim for the Nathan? That's why Cho is really important heroes, but they already have Matilda now.
I mean, after Holy Crystal, all you can do is just pray against a Natan, especially on the hands of Amon. Let's see here, can TLID or will TLID hinder that possibility? Jovius picked up. That's adding more bodies. He knows that potentially, looking at the draft, he can go other spells other than the Vengeance.
Are they going for a protect Mr. President kind of strategy here for
I believe
Bigot?
so, I believe so.
Indeed. That's why with Obvious, it can go to the enemy's backline. Alpha can stand beside Nathan. And don't forget there is still Varamis. If they want to use like for Bigatron Alpha to have the prolonged team fight as the mid laner. And it will be good to be the bodyguard of the tank.
What about Valentina for Moreno?
Honestly, Colliers, I see your vision, but I do not like the Faramis. Instead, I really like the Valentina. Yesterday, there's an opportunity from the side of TLID to pick up the Valentina, but they went for the Aura and it failed. Against the Eve, it's kind of tricky against the Faramis, but let's see here. I mean, Faramis technically is good against two fighters, but against the Eve, I don't like the matchup.
The problem is, I think TLID gonna ban the Valentina because they know it's gonna be annoying when he's can copying like the deadly catch, the reward manipulation. That's why I'm thinking that maybe Varamis can be good, or using Aurora against Bane. It might be a good option because it have a lot of CC, AOE that can help them. That's why, hurry.
Remember, this
The
is
matchup.
no ordinary Valentina. This is Moreno's
Moreno
Valentina. This is a different Moreno from what we saw in the regular season. Moreno has improved spectacularly into the playoffs, and we saw his performance on the Valentina, back-to-back player of the game. And no, the Valentina has actually been let go. They go for the Tigreal ban instead for TLID. Bigatron, what do they go for now?
Understand, TLID has a chance, an opportunity to pick up the Clint. That's why they banned the Tig. Clint cannot go Purify, and with Flicker Implosion in hand, it might wreck their formation. Good call on the Valentina Eterna. They do deliver. Bigatron Alpha, they want to copy the real-world manipulation and potentially the deadly catch. And high loss.
Debut Ixia!
Oh my lord.
It's a great combo.
So no, not Clint. They want DPS.
And if you look at that, here he goes. Rafaela finally comes out. We already seen it on the MPL Grand Final where Rafaela can counter a lot of slow CC heroes.
From Yves.
Yeah, from Yves. That's why they're gonna use Rafaela, and it's a tough draft. It's a tough match from the draft itself.
But if you had to choose, guys.
For me, on the early game, I think TLID can control the game, but if they cannot control the early game, BTR gonna win the first game.
Honestly, that Rafaela pick convinced me. Bigatron taking game one.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, 2 debut picks for the first game here in the lower bracket finals. We're now gonna throw it over to our casters for game number 1.
There is no gray here. It's black and white. It's M6 or home. It's now or never for these two teams. There's nothing they could.
El Dorado Dome. Like I said, Sheffin, there's nothing they could do better to make it to this stage, to go forward. They just gotta do it. They just gotta show to the world who's better. Rafaela convinced Gani. The Ixia convinced Colias. What about you, Mr. Realize, man?
I said it in the drafting phase that there will be a possibility where the Rafaela could be brought up because, you know, Jeffin mentioned that the Rafaela hasn't been played in the playoffs, but I think there is an angle where Key would be able to utilize the Rafaela because of the slows coming in from the backline of Team Liquid ID, you know, the Bane And again, the Eve that can always control and create that space for Super Luke if he